Okay, now we're gonna come onto our right side. So elbow directly under the shoulder. So either legs straight out, lifting up onto the ankles. You could bend the bottom knee and lift up this way, or you can come all the way down and just lift up the top leg, whichever you prefer. So I'm gonna bend the bottom knee. We're gonna lift the hips up nice and high, and then lower down. And then again, lifting up and lower. Keep that foot in contact with the mat. Lifting up and lower. Good, get the hips all the way up. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna keep the hips up, lift the top leg and lower. And lifting up and lower. Make sure that hip doesn't drop. Good, you can also bring the arm up, out to the side like this. Lifting up and lower. Good. 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up, reach the arm out to the side. Bring the elbow and knee in together, and then reaching out again. So really good for the obliques here. Reaching out, crunching in, reaching out. Good. Feel your arm and leg reach away from each other, and then coming back together. Try to keep the hips up. Good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. And resting down. We're going to come all the way down then for the next few. Lifting the top leg up, lifting the bottom leg to touch, and lower. Lifting up and lower. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep both legs up. Lift the top leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the top leg up. Small circles forward. Try to keep that bottom leg as still as possible. 3, 2, 1. Circles back. If you need to put that bottom leg down, that's okay. Also, if you need to put your arm in front, that's a little bit easier as well. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Top leg up as high as you can, toes pointing down. Small pulses with the top leg. Make sure you're not rolling forward here, so keeping the hips nice and level. Small pulses, keep that leg up high. 3, 2, 1, straight into small circles. Try to keep the leg up if you can. Take a little break if you need to. 4, 3, 2, 1, circles backward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down. Then we're going to lift both legs up. If you need to, keep the bottom leg down. Otherwise, both legs up. Big circles forward. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then switch directions. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest the legs down. Bending the knees, bring the ankles together. Lift the ankles up a few inches. Bring the knees apart nice and wide and back together. Make sure that you're not rolling back as you open the legs up, so keeping the hips stacked. You can put your hand on your hip just to help feel if you're rolling back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Resting down. Hopefully you're feeling the burn there in the top glute. Grabbing the back of the ankle. And then stretching out the front of the thigh, making sure not to arch the low back, so tucking the rib cage forward. Good. Letting go of the top of the ankle. And then before we switch to the opposite side, we're just going to do a few things in a plank. So we're going to come onto the forearms here. If you need to, you can just come onto the knees. Otherwise, try to lift the feet up all the way. Just going to hold this here for a few seconds. Then we're going to lift the right leg up and lower, and the left, and the right, and the left. One more on the right, one more on the left. and lower down. We're going to do 2 more things there. So again, if you need to, just come up onto the knees. Otherwise, try to lift up all the way. We're going to do a saw motion. So you're going to come forward and back. So you want your nose just to come over your thumbs and back down. Good. Make sure the hips aren't popping up or dropping down. So you don't want to be collapsing here. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. 1 more here before we switch to the opposite side. Dig the toes in. Lifting the hips up. If you want to as well, you could just hold the plank here. You don't have to do these extra motions. Tapping the hips to the left, to the right. So make sure they don't actually tap down. So you're just shifting across. Same thing we did last week. Really working the obliques here. Good, give me 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Give the low back a little stretch. Whichever you can, even a low stretch like this. Then we're going to come onto our opposite side. We're going to start off the same way you started off the last one. So either legs straight, bending the bottom knee, or coming all the way down, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to bend the bottom knee. Give yourself a second to catch your breath. Then we're going to lift the hips up. Again, either arm here, arm on the hip, and lower. Lifting up, lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the hips up. Lift and lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Reaching that arm out to the side, crunching in, extending out. Crunching in, reaching out for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lowering down. Coming all the way down. Top leg up, bottom leg to touch, and lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both legs up. Lift the top leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight into small circles forward. Again, if you need more balance, you could bring that arm forward. 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the top leg down. Lift the top leg up. Toes pointing down. Small pulses here. 10, and then small circles forward. Hopefully you're feeling that there in the glutes, the abductors on the right side. 3, 2, 1, switch directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost there, only 3 more here for the legs. Big circles forward. Try to keep that bottom leg up if you can. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big circles the opposite direction. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, lower down. Give the legs a little shake if you need to. Bending the knees. Feet together, bring the ankles up, knees apart nice and wide, and lower. Again, not rolling back. Staying nice and parallel here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Resting down, grabbing the ankle with the right arm, tucking the rib cage down, protecting that low back as you stretch out the quads on the right leg. And again, try not to let that leg flare out to the side like this. So try to keep the knees together. And then letting go of the leg. And then we're going to come onto our stomachs, forehead resting on your hands. If this is hurting your shoulders at all, you could bring the arms down as well. For this, you don't have to have the arms up. This is just good to activate the mid-traps here. So forehead resting on your hands. We're going to squeeze the legs together, press them down into the mat. Lift the upper body up and lower. Lifting up, really try to pinch the shoulder blades back as you lift. Lifting up and lower. And make sure that your head isn't lifting up like this, so you really want to keep that chin tucked in. Good, we have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Pinch the shoulders back, lift both legs up. Small flutter kicks with the legs. If you want to make this harder, lift the upper body up as well. Otherwise, just keep it resting down. Make sure the legs are straight. So the kicking is coming from the hips. Don't bend the knees like this. So legs are nice and straight. We're squeezing those glutes. Pressing the hips into the mat. For 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs up, apart, and together. Good. Apart, together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Bend the left leg to 90 degrees. We're going to lift the left thigh up and lower. If you want to make this harder again, upper body up. Keep pressing your hips into the mat and squeezing the glutes on the left. Try to keep your knees close together, so make sure this isn't coming out to the side like this. So legs are together. For 3, 2, and 1. Good, then we're going to do the right side. Bending the right leg. Upper body up if you want to make it harder. Lifting that thigh up and lower. Squeezing the glutes on the right. Three, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now we're going to bend both legs. We're going to bring the knees apart for this one. Going to work the abductors a bit more on the side here. Bring the feet together. Lift both legs up and lower. Keep pressing the hips down into the mat as you lift. Three, 2, and 1. And lower down. Then we're going to bring the arms down by our side. Keep the chin tucked in. Lift the upper body up. Pinch shoulders back. Squeeze them together and lower. Really try to get the hands as close together as you can. Keeping that chin tucked in. This one's really good for the lower traps. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the upper body up. Lift both legs up. Small flutter kicks. If you want to make it harder, you could bring the arms up like this, or even in front. We're going to go 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Tucking the chin in. Lifting the upper body up. So whatever's in your practice here. So either just coming to the forearms, you could bend a little bit, or you can really push all the way up. Try to keep your hips in contact with the mat. Looking up. If this hurts the neck at all, just keep the head neutral. Then we're going to come back onto the heels. Into child's pose, crawling the fingers forward. Bring the right arm under the left, so threading it under, lean over to the right, stretching out the back of the shoulder joint on the right side and the deltoids. Getting into the muscles behind the shoulder blade as well. And then getting the left side. Good, and then we're going to stretch out the lats, so the big muscles on the side of the rib cage here. So we're going to bring the pinky finger down. Then we're going to lift the hips up, and then we're going to lean into the shoulders here. So you should feel a nice stretch into the sides here. Good, and then we're going to come onto our backs and finish stretching out the legs. So we're going to bring the right knee into your chest. Hold it in nice and tight. Shoulders are relaxed. Make sure you're not rounded up like this. Right arm out to the side. As you twist the body across, try to keep that right shoulder down. It's okay if you hear a few little cracks like that, just releasing gas out of the facet joints in your back. Back to the center. Pulling the left knee in nice and tight. And then same again. So left arm out to the side, twisting across. Good, back to the center, right ankle over the left knee. Grab behind the left thigh. And if you lean your body to the left a bit more and pull in tighter, you might feel the stretch a little bit deeper. Switching over. Left leg over the right, hugging the knee in nice and tight. Again, you can lean to the right slightly, pull the knee in tighter. If this is painful or you can't get into this position, just keep the leg down and just gently push the knee away just to stretch out the hip joint. So whichever you can do. Left leg down. We're going to straighten up the right leg. Try to stretch out that hamstring. Get the knee as straight as you can. Then we're going to stretch out the sciatic nerve, so the big nerve that runs from the top of your neck all the way down to the bottom of your foot. You're going to tuck the chin, the chest rolling forward, bending and straightening the ankle. So you might feel a bit of a sharper sensation as you pull the toes towards you. It should release a little bit as you point away. Bend the right leg, grab behind the left, straightening out the left leg. And chin to the chest, bending and straightening. Keep the shoulders back. Make sure you're not rounded up like this, so shoulders are pinched back. Good, and then we're going to finish off with the hip flexors. So we'll do the right side first. So right leg down, left leg up in front. Imprint the spine, so really over-exaggerate that. So tucking the hips under, leaning forward. Make sure not to arch, so really keeping it tucked under here. Then we're going to reach over with the right arm. Stretch the iliopsoas a little bit more because it originates from the back and then wraps around to the front. Back to the center, left knee down, right leg up. Imprinting the spine, leaning forward. Holding that stretch for a bit. And then reaching over. And then back to the center, and then we'll finish there.